Hello, 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 hello. All right, hopefully. Okay, good. Can hear me. Looks like we're back. It looks like we're back. Okay, so let me go in here and do this. Right. It's always easier if I do it to Facebook first. Okay, so once again, I will let y'all know you are listening to the Beatzilla PDX official, which is usually the podcast show. Right now, we are going live on YouTube. You can, of course, get me at Beatzilla PDX, which this show is aired. The podcast versions are aired on Spotify. Um, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Anchor FM. Um, and if you need to reach me, you can email me at ourrealtruth at gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth at gmail.com. Of course, this YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe, please. Hit that thumbs up button. Um, and let people, it helps the algorithm to draw people to this channel. Um, and so hopefully, people are digging what I'm putting down. And of course, if you want to donate to this channel, you can donate at Cash App $Beatzilla PDX. That is Cash App $Beatzilla PDX. And of course, like I say, we are a foundational Black American space first. Um, so with that being said, Babylon has fallen. Babylon has fallen. This place is here about foundational Black Americans, which are, if somebody asks what that is people who can trace their lineage back to slavery, which would be the foundation of this country. Um, so, okay. Alrighty. Excuse me. So, a lot of things going on this week. We had the last presidential debate last night, which, I think it was what people kind of expected. However, it was a lot more organized, a lot more tame. They had this sister, I cannot remember her name at the time, and I don't have it in front of me, but she did an excellent job of moderating, so things weren't really out of whack. Things didn't get too out of hand, so that helps. You know what I mean? Um, and then, of course, there's also been an update in the Breonna Taylor case this week, which is the sergeant was Jonathan Mattingly. Actually did an interview on, I believe it's Good Morning America, and he's quoted as saying that she didn't deserve a death sentence. That's kind of laughable at this point, It's easier said than done, I guess. But you know how that goes. We are clearly not seeing justice on that, but as more facts come out about this whole situation, I believe that we will see the federal government have to step in at some point, and start looking to seriously press some charges. Now, I'm not spend too much time on that because I want to get right into what I'm talking about today. So the as you can see on the screen, and you see all the different screenshots. Um, this show is the million hashtag blame black men march. So and the way we're headed right now towards right back towards the typical talking points of the classic gender divide conversation that has been had over the last few years, especially amongst black Democrats, the black feminism crowd, which is Democrat, and funded and founded, of course. Um, I think when people look at it, they think that these people really have their best interests at heart, and they don't. You know, they really don't. And that's what we're seeing now is that these people they don't give a crap about black folks. We saw the "Get Your Booty to the Poll," uh, which that made sense to cater toward the supposed straight male voter, which it, which is really interesting. And I'll come back to that point, but I just wanted to make sure that I start with this Ice Cube plan, and if you see his photos in the array of pictures that I have on the screen, um, and I will explain the pictures I have on the screen as well. Um, but I'll start with Ice Cube and his uh, contract with Black America that he has presented to the world a few months ago. Now, what is listed in his plan? There have definitely been a few groups. The ADOS organization, the Foundation of Black Americans, which is strictly lineage, not an organization, the New Black Media, uh, and so many others. And it's been out for a few months now. A lot of people that have been invested in this and actually looking for reparations and closing the economic wealth gap in America, as far as it comes down to our community, and also the atrocities that have been done to our community as well within this environment. Well, there's a few people who have been angered that Ice Cube is now, and again, like I just said, this plan was out a few months ago. So he actually presented it and was attempting to present it to the Democrats and the Republicans. The Democrats, they kind of sidestepped it, and they wanted to wait. They did not want to immediately get into it. They rather elected to wait until after the election, and I have my theory on that. Um, so they wanted to wait till after the election to basically see about talking to Ice Cube about his contract with Black America. Now, with that contract, he actually did his due diligence. He went and got, Dr. Claude Anderson is one of the main scholars, which he is very well versed in politics and finance. So it's not like he got Rudy Poots. He went and got people that have been involved in this. He didn't just start it. Like, so he's made contact with people who have been moving. They might not have been the traditional, as we know them, gatekeepers, so we say. Uh, he didn't go that route, and he even went on a few different platforms and said that he is willing to work with anybody. He's because this is not a partisan issue, so we're not finna get justice by just one party. That makes no sense. Reparations is a cross-party situation, so we don't really have to. We shouldn't be getting into that conversation when it concerns to corrective action for reparations for 400 years of chattel slavery for the descendants of the slaves, and also for the descendants of the Jim Crow era. And then now with the redlining. Now, in a lot of situations, when it comes down to the foundational American claim and justice claim, which would be reparations and the Jim Crow era, when it comes down to things like redlining and things like that, well, then that could also involve black immigrants at that point. But at this, like those first two markers are strictly foundational black Americans. Now, um, with a few exceptions on the black immigrant side of things. But I don't believe there was anybody coming from Africa at the time. So that would have been somebody that was coming from a colonized Caribbean nation. So there's a big difference there. Um, so now with Ice Cube's plan gaining major news this week because, of course, the Democrats played him to the side, but the Republicans went ahead and decided to talk before the election. So as they did, and Ice Cube didn't talk directly to them. He actually talked to the administration. So the people and his advisors within his administration. So no, Ice Cube was not part of the Platinum Plan. He brought his contract with Black America to the table. So there's a big difference, and it has definitely been misrepresented. And then the media didn't help. I guess that would definitely be the left-leaning media, which was putting it heavy out there that, hey, he's, he's with Trump and he's doing that, and he really wasn't. He wasn't doing any of that. Unfortunately, that's how things get spun. You know what I mean? That's how things get spun. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Now, let's see. With both sides actually have presented minority plans. I will say, as far as to the black, they're pretty much nothing burgers. Because when you say minority, that really is not specific. It's definitely not specific to us. It never, when it comes down to tangibles, it includes us. So I wouldn't spend too much time on looking at that like it's something. But for sake of argument, we have, what is this? So of course the Platinum Plan, that's Trump's plan, and then Kamala Harris came up with her plan for the Democrats, which is to lift every voice. Now, with those two titles and names of actual plans, you know, it just sounds super condescending to me, like as people are not intelligent enough to want anything more than maybe a bling bling, platinum plan. And like platinum ain't even in fashion right now. Uh, well, I guess what can you do? Oh, lordy me, lordy me. Again, you are listening to the Beatzilla PDX official. Um, like this video, share this video if you're watching the replay. Make sure you subscribe and hit the word all so you'll get all of my notifications. So you can go ahead and be part of this. I'm also, of course, you could download the shows on iTunes if you subscribe to my channel on iTunes, Beatzilla PDX official. Now back to what I was saying with these names, the lift every voice in the platinum plan. It's just like 90s shiny suit rapping type deal mixed in with a bunch of gospel. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really addressing anything. There's a lot of trick baggery wording in there, a lot of nothing burger word in both plans. So don't get me wrong and say I'm just jumping on one plan. In both plans, it's like that. And in both plans within the title, it just is another variation of the idea of get your booty to the pole. Um, and on a live, with that get your booty to the pole thing, I was watching a live just this week, a couple days ago with I believe it was on Dr. Boyce Watkins' channel. Him and he had Judge Joe Brown on there, and so Judge Joe Brown actually dropped a bombshell. I'm not sure if too many people caught what he said because there was so much going out on that show. But one thing that he said that really caught me about because he actually had the producer. He talked to the producer of the Get Your Booty to the Pole. Come to find out that not all of the strippers used in that video were all, shall we say, born women, but a couple of them were actually transgender women, meaning naturally born male. Uh, so when I saw that, when I first saw the video, I kind of actually had some questions, uh, and for me, I kind of figured that that is kind of how they would have played it, just on the fact of the spiritual warfare aspect of it. For this consistent attack on masculinity, what better way than to throw a transgender in there in the midst of these women trying to appeal to straight men? That's trickery. That's rape culture. Don't let them fool you on that and say, "Oh, well, that's homophobic." No, it's not. If that man is straight, he shouldn't be up there looking at no man. Yes, he wants to call himself a woman. He can identify as a woman. But for the person who has to be involved with that individual, needs to know what that person is, regardless of what they claim. Anything other is rape. So stop it. And that's, like I said, just straight up spiritual warfare. Um, and it's there was a reason that they had them trannies hid off up in there. And again, if that's what you do, then that's what you do. But I don't subscribe to the idea of people being tricked, regardless of whatever circumstance or justification you tell yourself. That's deception. And deception, another word, well, the definition of devil is deceiver. So, I don't have to say what that is if I'm talking about spiritual warfare. We already know what agency you were working for by doing that. We don't have to play games. We just use the basic definitions of words and move forward. And so I digress. Back to Ice Cube. He never endorsed either Trump or Biden. All he is endorsing is the black agenda. So it's all about black first, taking care of the foundational black Americans, and our justice claim, and making sure that not just the rich of us are living good, because Ice Cube's rich. He doesn't need to go do this. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to take all this heat and get talked to crazy by people who could never even stand a day in his shoes. This brother was out there saying "F the police" in the '80s. None of y'all would step to a cop to tell him that today, but yet he's a goon. Shut y'all ass up. I mean, really. You sit up there and talk about this man doing things that you ain't never gonna do because you're not stepping to anyone like that. Because, just let's be real. It's easier to sit on the sidelines than to really challenge the powers that be. Well, there are some people that challenges the powers that be, and you got to be prepared to take all the consequences that come with that. And trust me, I think anybody who has ever spoke out and spoke up has pretty much experienced the bad. Shit, probably more bad than good. But when people get the truth, that's the whole point. So I mean, it's for people who think they want to be leaders, then you better be prepared to be in a thankless position. If you want accolades and all of that, well, then this just being a leader, that there's nothing you want to step in them shoes and step in the arena about, because there's responsibility with that, and the responsibility ain't about people being yes men under you, especially depending on the situation and circumstances you're in. I mean, if you looking at, like, say, rulership, that's how kings get out. All them kings get murdered. Why? Because, hey, your decision could affect the whole nation. So you have to be on that mind frame, which I believe is why black folks right now are so in love with the Democratic Party, because they believe that, that is our only answer. All the flack that Ice Cube has gotten for this, which is amazing, F the police, America's worst nightmare. I mean, these are this dude's songs. So I'm not ever finna question no dude from, especially from the West Coast, because I'm from the West Coast. So I know a lot of these people are either young or getting paid to talk crazy like he hasn't been here, and then won't do the due diligence to educate the youngsters to say, no, he didn't just start doing this. So that's being disingenuous, and I have no respect because, like the Don Lemons and all of them people, we're all like the same age. So to get out here on TV and start talking to people like they don't know, we all know, and we all came up in the same time, all the different things we experienced in the 80s and the 90s, and, no, no, no. Yeah, Roland Martin, too. He needs to stop that. They really need to stop that. Speaking of sidebar, Roland Martin blocked me. And come to find out, I was also blocked by Yvette Carnell. I don't know why she blocked me. I don't know what's going on there. I have nothing to do with anything ADOS related other than dealing with the members of ADOS that are understanding the lineage part of it and rocking on that side of it. I could fool with them, but I don't have no dealings with the leadership of the organization of ADOS. We have no association. And so I just happened to look up one of the sisters that I follow posted something, and I couldn't even see what the post was. I was like, well, wait, what happened? So now I know. That's what happened. And hey man, it is what it is. I'm not upset at that at all. It just made me think though, because I remember, because I've watched her. I've given everybody a chance. There's nobody that I haven't been swayed by their relationships or interactions with other people. I've never done that. So I want to give you the chance to prove yourself to me. Now, if there's something faulty that I see or something that I'm bothered by, or then that's on me. It's not that someone else. I'm a grown man, so nobody influenced me to do anything else. But when you have a person that goes to both parties, and then you have the Democrats playing them slow, that's playing black people slow. You understand? Saying wait till after the election. Now let me get into why, and this is my theory, just my speculation, and just my opinion. But I will say this. I do believe the reason that they wanted to talk after the election is to avoid any commitment to black America. So by saying, okay, let's do it after, well, that means, okay, it's a win-win for Democrats. It's a lose-lose for black folks. So here's win one for Democrats. So win, say they actually do win. Well, then they'll just play black folks how they've been playing folks and been promising you things for eternity, and you'll never get nothing. Now here's the other win. If they wait, they're off the hook completely. And now black folks just got to ride with the Democrats and push the Democrats, and then they're probably banking on racism being racism. So for the next 4 years, like the black man will have had enough of getting beat down by white patriarchy, and that he wants to be so close to and doesn't want to dismantle. Jamel Hill. Again, it's foolishness. We are talking foolishness, but this is why they did not want to talk to him. You avoid a commitment. I can't see that. If I tell you to wait and I don't make a deal with you now and I lose, what do I owe you? But if I commit now and I still lose, I'm still on the hook for doing something for you in the future. So the next go around, I can't play with it at all. I have to give you solid proof and promises up front. And that's what they don't want to do. It would also trickle down to the state and city levels as well. So that's the real reason why they did. And it's smart business and it's smart politics. It's dirty business and it's dirty politics. But this is a evil, bloody land that we live on and the home of the truce breakers. So what else do we expect out of these people? They're not your saviors, folks. Come November 4th, you'll probably be learning that the hard way. Also, with this stuff coming out um, on Hunter Biden's laptop business, this is just getting worse and worse by the day. You know, because it's just really, really getting worse. Emails that are showing up, if they're really corroborated by what was said, even just what Biden denied last night. Um, you know, it's like, well, shoot. Okay, answer my wife here real quick. Okay. But yeah, the Hunter Biden emails, man, it's looking real bad. He had some relationship with some 14-year-old girl. Uh, who knows what else is on there? Collusion with him, his daddy, Kamala Harris, and China. I mean, these things are getting horrible, and this isn't no Russian business. This isn't Russia at all. And on top of that, come to find out, the FBI had this information since December of last year. So almost a whole year they've been just sitting on this. Obviously, and then threatened the computer repair man that actually got some of that information out of there, threatened him, told him that, hey, man, nothing bad happens to people who keep their mouths closed. This is the type of thing that was going on for Biden. Sounds pretty familiar to Hillary. This morning, the judge just released Giselle Maxwell. I believe that's her name. Jeffrey Epstein's little kitty madam who was over there lining up kids for all of these important people. And one of them people whose names that comes up on that flight log is Joe Biden. So this is just getting worse and worse. So I mean, people are talking about like impeaching. The whole impeachment thing of Trump, like this is so much worse. I mean, it's really so much worse, and I don't think people understand. I don't think people understand at all. And when you watch this garbage media, like Queen Amadaya calls it, the lamestream media, um, they keep pushing this false narrative that Ice Cube is working for Trump and working with Trump and committed to Trump. This brother has repeatedly got out there and said he wasn't doing that. And that wasn't the case. But, the truth of the matter is, I guess the truth doesn't matter. And it's a damn shame. But that's what the case is that we're looking at right now. Um, and it is what it is. Now, there's been plenty of people trying to bash him, like D.L. Hughley, talking about how he's not qualified to be speaking. Um, and then, of course, he actually went on to Bolin Martin, the Boule spokesman, the usual suspect, and tried to. He actually brought on one of the Black Lives Matter founders to kind of uh, uh, slick, chastise the man. And Ice Cube ain't going for that. Ice Cube didn't just start doing this, and he's been doing this with real media and being looked at as anti-Semitic, and still been a success and didn't get canceled all of these years and stood his ground on it because he didn't apologize and cower like a lot of these people who you see that have to apologize for what they say. And maybe it's because a lot of this arena is new for them, so they don't know how to say it without coming off certain ways. So they do get kind. I can understand the excitement of maybe hearing something and saying, "Oh, wow, it's really powerful. Let me go bring it." But you don't necessarily have the same tact in your wheelhouse as the person who conveyed that message to you. So it might not be the best thing for you to do to go run out and push that in somebody's ear, especially for somebody who might be the source of your income. With that being said, um, D.L. Hughley, I don't know what the hell he talking about because, he sat up there with Vlad and let that man lie on the minister, Minister Farrakhan, talking about he told people to pick up a rock and hit Jews in the head with it. And that's not at all what he said. And actually, what he just reiterated what the Quran said, which is, you knock pick up the stone of truth and bash the head of the devil or something like that. So it's not using a actual rock. It's using the truth to stop foolishness. Is the point and gist of that, and which that man knew because he's a journalist. So we're not finna act like he was ignorant. No, we're not finna do that now. He makes too much money to be ignorant. Stop playing games. Now, when Ice Cube was up there with he was talking to Roland Martin and I cannot remember that sister's name because I really don't even know who the females of Black Lives Matter is. Because again, that's a Democratic-led organization. Regardless of what anybody says, I don't give a crap about what you say. And they're not a B1 organization. They're not Black First. They have different agendas. One of them, which I think they probably have taken off of their website by now, but it was destroying the nuclear family or breaking up the nuclear family. Like, I have a nuclear family. Why do I want to support something that breaks that up? That's idiotic. And what kind of stupid are you to break up the family? The nuclear family is the foundation of your community, and you're seeking to break that up? Oh, that's enemy talk. It's enemy talk with a friendly smile and a face that looks like you, so you feel like it's camaraderie when it's actually a damn enemy. And that's an enemy. Straight up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you are dealing with a person on that level, that is a enemy. No, you can't get around that, man. So, when Ice Cube held his own, I think that actually kind of put things in perspective for a little bit of everybody because the typical talk that has been coming from the so-called black feminist crowd um, over the years has always been, black men ain't shit and this and that, and black men stupid, and black men hate black women, and okay, well, what about all these fathers? I mean, I follow a lot of the like black family pages and baby pages, black baby page. I'm seeing all these fathers every day. I don't know what y'all talking about. Oh, wait, I do know what you're talking about. You're talking about the poor selection that you choose from. But see, obviously, you haven't put yourself in a position to even understand what to deal with and not to deal with. And considering that being the case, how on earth are you the authority to tell me on who the hell to vote for? And I'm emotional. Oh boy, oh boy. And now back to the top two and the million. Hashtag blame the black man march. So with all attempts to get the black male vote, like Kamala Harris dancing and wearing Tim's, running off the plane, putting hot sauce on the food, Joe Biden, as you can see on the screen, talking to Cardi B, uh, you know, just making it people feel real good. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and of course, get your booty to the pole. Now, put that in perspective and just look at Cardi B and Joe Biden. Get your booty to the pole. And of course, if you're looking on the screen and you see that picture to the far right, that is the one who claims to be a foundation. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Seems to be a foundational. What does she call herself? Because she didn't call herself a foundational Black American. She said her daddy was from Boston. I don't know what that means because I've seen other things that she's spoken on, and she called herself multiracial. So if her mom's from Grenada and her daddy's from Boston, then what? Where the hell is the? If you're foundational Black American and you come from chattel slavery in the Caribbean and here in the United States, then where are we connected? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. So hopefully, um, she can get that worked out in her mind. I see other things going on right there, so I don't know what's happening with her at all. I mean, it seems to be she's a little angry, maybe rejected. You know, maybe that has some things to do with it. But she always has been saying slick stuff, especially about black men. So I don't know why now she all of a sudden wants to be down with foundational Black Americans. Um, but she went on her rant, and for us that grew up in the '80s and the '90s, you should know what you're seeing. You're seeing a couple things. Um, yeah, you definitely should know what you're seeing. If you grew up in the '80s and the '90s, come on, man, come on now. hmm Now to the the Grand Marshal of the Million hashtag Blame Black Men March, Jamel Hill. Jamel Hill. She has been going on making these little anti-black men tweets for the past few weeks. I have to her about it. She doesn't respond to me, but I will say she didn't block me. You know what I'm saying? She did not block me, but she's taking some heat. The brother, good brother Reza Islam, he got at her, and it just been perpetuating this anti-black male hatred on on Front Street, which you don't see no other group doing that. And I've seen somebody in a comment say, "Well, how much experience do you have with other groups?" None of the groups who see black women having a problem with black men have experience with us either. They're seeing it because you're posting it. And then every time someone actually gets in the comment, they, well, we gotta have this conversation. Okay, my very first question was, how does my misogyny affect you in daily life? Because I mean, everything was accusatory as I was a misogynist. Of course, these are unfounded claims. But I'm just saying, even if that was true, how? How is whatever I'm in my own house affecting you? Like, is there a job I could keep you from? Is there finance I could keep you from? Is there a business I can keep you from? Any opportunities I could stop? I don't think I would be in the place of power to do so. So I don't know why would we talk like that. That makes no sense. But Jamel Hill, nonetheless, has been talking about how black men, uh, and this is one of the corniest tricks to me in conversation ever. But she keeps trying to make this reference as to black men want to be like white men. Chick, are you out of your mind? Black men been getting their tails kicked, killed, murdered every year since since the freedom of the freed slaves, man. These people was going nuts on us. I mean, the only reason why we wasn't getting killed in large numbers in slavery is because we were property, so we were useful. Now, when we got out and started being able to do things on our own, and again, black women, I need y'all to understand, don't have a blueprint for a good relationship. Your relationship knowledge is coming from broken people. And then you look at other people that have their stuff together and wonder why your stuff ain't like that. So a lot of y'all sisters, let's just keep it 100. Y'all tend to want to go over there and get you a white zaddy and say, well, he understands me better. No, he just doesn't have your trauma. He doesn't have those generations worth of trauma. There's a big difference between you and him. And one thing is, be able to relate to you on that in the end. So again, you're still living a half existence. Anyone in that situation got to tell me I'm lying because you ain't been your whole self. Because if you had black friends before, how many do you have now? It's a fair question, isn't it? Now, Jemele Hill, she's one of them that pulled a Terry McMillan. Black men ain't shit. And then she goes and marries a dude who, you know, will probably, well, we gonna hear the truth about this. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. We've seen it happen with women like this, you know. And when I say women like this, I mean a person who is putting all that anti-black man rhetoric out there, just like Terry McMillan did, and then went straight into the arms of a homosexual man because she had a problem with black male masculinity. Not toxic, but just simply male. So let's just keep it 100. So now Jemele got all the attention that she wanted. They've been tearing her ass up left and right, which is well deserved because she has been on some foolishness. And I want you to take a look at these pictures. You see these teenagers right here with these lines? These teenagers are the kids of Jonestown. Okay? So these kids here were some of the kids that had their lives lost in the Jonestown massacre. Now, you think that their parents weren't there? Of course they were. And if you look at the other picture, it has two black women holding signs talking about how they love Jim Jones. Now, all the pictures I have on my screen, you see one that is a black woman holding a sign saying, I am an angry black woman. And she's right next to say her name. Hashtag say her name. Protect black women. And then, of course, you have the anniversary of the Me Too movement, which, of course, has that founder on it as well. So all these pictures are on the screen, and I just wanted to make it clear to you. We are for us. No one else is. And I know how hard it is for you to accept that these other groups are not really for you like your black man is. They are never going to be for you like we're for you. So, but see, here's the one thing. You want warriors to defend you, but you don't want to deal with the testicular fortitude of such said individual because for a lot of y'all simply aren't used to that. And you have to accept that you're not used to it. Don't say that it's this and it's negative because you could be looked at the same way. So if you're going to have a conversation is going two ways. So it can't be an accusatory situation. That's not a conversation. That's an accusation. And that's what we have a lot of with this hashtag blame black men, which is a satirical point because it goes back to the response of Jemele Hill to where myself and a lot of other brothers definitely gave her a real reaction. It wasn't like cussing her out, calling her names type things. We're asking questions. And one of the things that I say is that I find it's a trip that less than a month ago, it was about get your booty to the poll and we're going to appeal to the straight black man this way to get him out to the poll to vote. And of course, when you tell black folks to vote, that means vote Democrat. So they go out there and do this. Now, less than a month, we're right back to damn the black man, black male misogyny, black patriarchy, and black man wants to be just like the white supremacist man. Well, for patriarchy requires the white supremacist male. Black feminism is spawned off of white feminism, which is also founded in white supremacy. So then, if you're doing something calling yourself a black feminist right now, then what are you doing? Are you trying to build a house or break down one? And you'd rather tear down your house, but if you only looked at your people, how you could look at Joe Biden, do all of this wrong, but he's so much better than this other guy. Funny, your own man has never got that from you. But there's a conversation to be had. And this is not pointing fingers, I'm not doing well, you didn't do it either. That's not a conversation. That's just a senseless argument. So if you really want to come to the table, then you have to address things in a manner. I think there's a form that can be done in. And guess where it's not? It's not done in front of everyone else. We don't air our dirty laundry in front of company. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Knock that off. Knock that off, please. That's just insanity. But you gotta realize also the players in the game. So there's a reason why they get these people in college. Get them into Greek fraternities and get them into sororities and frats and all of these other groups that say, "Hey, you're special." And so we're going to give you these opportunities that we wouldn't normally give to your community. Right then, you should have started looking at yourself a little differently if that was okay with you. Because I do. Because I see where the flaw is right there. So you're going to sell your people out. No question. Because you already did. You took an opportunity that they immediately telling you that you're separate from the masses of your own people. And that was cool with you. So when somebody treats you like that and say you a damn sellout, or you a boule bird, or you just talking for these people, because I can go through my page. I see it when obviously the mandate has came down from the frat or the sorority and they all start speaking the same way, because all of these people on my page are part of the same fraternities and sororities. So these folks, they wanted to be Greek first. They didn't want to be black first. They want to be Greek first. And I say Greek, I mean Greek not in white, but Greek as in the system of secret society. So you got to understand the players of the game when you're dealing in the game. And this is the game. The game is your life, just like they said on Dolomites. You dig? So you guys got to definitely be knowing to pay attention. Also, the other groups that were mad about the hashtag blame black men were the LGBT groups, other Democrat talking heads, but also the foreign flag Twitter, the Nigerians and mainly the Africans is the ones I've seen having the biggest trouble with this. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Y'all got that SARS thing going on over there. How y'all got so much time to invest in what we're doing? Don't you worry about what's going on in your homeland. And so I had this nut hop up on in my comments, and she's talking about how she'd rather rep her Nigerian flag than rep the American flag, and America they're racist to you in your own country, and at least my homeland this and that. But she's talking about her homeland, and then in the same breath says that she was actually born here. So she's an anchor baby on top of not being born here. So what people would do, because I've heard this story before, they'll come over on a student visa when the wife is like maybe say, or a working visa, the wife may be like 8 or 9 months pregnant. So they'll come to America, have the baby, Then the baby is a citizen, so now they all go back to Nigeria and raise that kid in their culture. That kid comes back and then is the one to facilitate all the rest of their family coming back later. So learn to hustle, folks. Don't get kind. Don't let these people talk to you like your ancestors' blood ain't on this land. We don't owe these people a damn thing. And they'll sit up here and talk to you like they're separate from us. Let me tell you something, man. When the white supremacists come through to come clean up the blacks, they won't be deciphering, oh, this is a Nigerian or this is a Jamaican or this is a Cameroonian. They're not going to be doing any of that. They're going to be like, yeah, you too, nigga. And that's a wrap. You understand me? Then they're going to put you into that FEMA camp, and then you're going to get that vaccine, which is going to be that RFID chip with your low vibration having ass. Now, just want to let you know what it is. Again, this show is titled the 1 million hashtag Blame Black Men March. And it's dedicated to Jemele Hill, especially because she's been on that BS. Because, and truth be told, don't ever miss it for a second. A large part of this is because of the first them hashtag. So they're still mad at foundational black Americans for coming up with that push. Because again, with this new black media thing, it's not just the men, it's women too. And everybody is on code because the code is the leader. Ain't one of us no leader, it's the code. So follow it. And if you guys aren't doing anything later on this evening, which I think they should be starting now, or getting ready to start over at the All Black National Convention, which is going to be virtual this year. So that's today and tomorrow. Got a great amount of speakers. A lot of the my Queen sisters over there at the Fly Nubian Queen Network, they're speaking. Vicky Dillard, Queen Amadiah, Lioness Crown, a.k.a. Jade Arendelle, Tariq Nasheed, of course, Boyce, because this is his thing, and quite a few others. Nuri Muhammad, I believe Wesley Muhammad is also going to be there. So it's going to be pretty packed. It's get your tickets. You're actually kind of getting your bang for your buck if you stream this, because you stream this, say, on your smart TV at home. You and your wife could watch it, and you're basically saving a ticket. So go check the fam out over there. Again, this is Beatzilla PDX Official, the live and the podcast. You can, again, get this show at Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and what is that? Anchor FM. And if you need to reach me, you can reach me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you want to donate to this cause over here, you can, of course, hit me up at Cash App, $ Beatzilla PDX, Cash App, $ Beatzilla PDX. Family, subscribe to this channel, like and share this video, and definitely make sure when you hit that notification button, you hit the word all, because as you see, it might be a little hard to even find this video. So go to the links that I post up on Instagram, Beatzilla PDX, Twitter, Beatzilla PDX, and Facebook, Beatzilla PDX. So you can follow me there, and I will be letting you know, and I will be also posting these there. So until the next time, people, again, Babylon has fallen, and we're going to see this thing through to the end, all the way to the new. You understand? So love y'all. Shalom. Peace.